Yeah, my name's Dan Kellar.
And I'm Emily Slofstra. This is Dewey. And we live on Duke Street in Kitchener.
One of the reasons I was pushing to get a house, to get for us to buy a house was to have like a home base where we knew we wouldn't be, where we could do what we wanted in terms of, you know, on the land, experimenting with building and all that, but also not like have the security of not being kicked out of somewhere by someone.
You were evicted from your last long-term residence.
Because yeah, I was in a place, I was working on it, and you know, we were making it look better. It's hard for people to really dig their roots into a place if they don't have the security of place.
Dug up the front yard as soon as I moved in, and then neighbor offered this one, but this one's been a battle because it was overgrown for years. So.
Yeah, the urban homestead. I guess that's what that was the term that we kind of used at first. I do like the term. It brings. Yeah, I like the term. We're trying to expand it. You know. What turned out to be the riskiest work were in terms of direct activism was really, I guess, like getting involved in solidarity with Indigenous sovereignty movements. That brought the most risk. The police infiltrated our groups. They were living with some of our group members. It was definitely some of the most exciting. It was some of the, on the streets for days on end, with a lot of conflict going on with an aggressive police force.
I don't do the same sort of activism Dan does, or I've tried. I've gone to rallies and that sort of thing, and I tend to more get disillusioned by some of the stuff I've been to. Like I was at COP15 in Copenhagen, the last major climate conference before the one that's just coming up now. We got corralled onto a bridge, surrounded on both sides by riot cops, trying to like press everyone into this tiny little bridge. And that was pretty scary. That's the closest I've come to police brutality in my face. Like a couple feet from baton swinging and watching people go down. And that just like dispersed and everyone went their separate ways, and it's in a strange country and sort of weird. But that was disheartening because like that conference did nothing. I really got back into neighborhood level organizing, so with the community garden and volunteering in that kind of way, and that's been really awesome. I think that's been uplifting, especially now with Dewey, but I might be putting my name out there in other ways in a few years if I get into a career where you're not supposed to speak out about stuff. I hope that I can have the courage to keep speaking out.
We were both students. We were both grad students at different times, and now neither of us are students. That was a bit of an evolution. We've worked together on a few different things over the time. In kind of the early stages, we worked out at a little organic farm together. That was, spent some time that way. Kind of got to know each other a little more.
Yeah, I guess I got you that job, and I've been keeping you employed in various ways ever since. Got him a job with my dad.
It's true.
Yeah. I went from living in a tiny apartment for a little bit, and living in a different house, to getting this house. And moving from Waterloo to Kitchener, from a student scene to community building versus it's quite a different scene to go from student activism to neighborhood level activism. Before I had a kid, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life and wasn't really worried about it so much. It was sort of like, oh, we'll get by, we have jobs, we'll figure things out. And then once I had a kid, I realized that I needed something more like a career that would bring in stable income for the family. So my plan is to go back to school full time and then probably work full time for a while. So that's sort of the opposite of most women who have a baby and then seem to want to more stay home, whereas I did the opposite. I've had kids, now I need to get back out into the world. Yeah.